What if I told you that the greatest survival stories on our planet are not in history books? They are happening right now, all around us, in the air, across the vast plains, and through the deepest oceans. Millions of creatures are embarking on a journey so extreme, so perilous, that they defy belief. This is not just a trip, it's a mass migration, an ancient, instinctful pull that drives animals across thousands of miles. But their path isn't a peaceful cruise. It's a gauntlet of the world's most dangerous places. Today we are counting down 5 of the most mind-blowing animal migrations, but a word of warning. These stories are filled with relentless predators, brutal landscapes, and heartbreaking odds. This is nature, raw and unforgiving. Let's begin our countdown in the one place that seems most hostile to life. Migration number 5, the Christmas Island red crabs. Welcome to the Christmas Island, a remote Australian territory. For most of the years, these red crabs are quiet forest dwellers, but with the first rains of the wet season, something incredible happened. Over 50 million crabs awaken with a single unstoppable mission, that is to reach the ocean and breed. But their path to paradise is a highway of horror. They must descend from the forest plateau, and to that they have to cross the town. Roads become mass graveyards. The sun bakes them. But the islanders have adapted, building special crab bridges and even closing roads to protect this natural wonder. It's a dangerous urban sprawl, but it is just the beginning. Once at the coast, the male dig burrows, and after mating, females release their eggs into the sea. And the danger isn't over. Waiting in the water are voracious fish and whales, making the return journey for the next generation just as perilous. This is a migration where the modern world and ancient instinct collide in a spectacular and often deadly fashion. Migration 4, the bar-headed geese. Look up, way up. You are witnessing one of the most extreme athletes on the planet, the bar-headed goose. Twice a year, these birds migrate with their wintering grounds in India, over Himalayas to their nesting sites in Tibet. Let's break down why this is so mind-blowing. They fly at altitude of up to 24,000 feet. That's higher than Mount Everest. At this height, the oxygen level is less than a third of what it is at sea level. For a human, this would mean a rapid hypoxia and death. For a plane, it's cruising altitude. The danger here is the environment itself. Thin air, hurricane force winds, and freezing temperatures that can instantly freeze exposed flesh. They are flying through a sky that is actively trying to kill them. But evolution has given them superpowers: large wings, larger lungs, more efficient hemoglobin, and the ability to fly in the thin air using thermal uplifts. They are crossing the roof of the world on a wing and a prayer. Migration number 3, the monarch butterflies. From the highest skies to the most delicate of travelers, the monarch butterfly. The migration is a beautiful mystery. No single butterfly completes the entire round trip from Canada and the United States to a few specific mountain stops in central Mexico. It takes 4 generations to make the journey north, but the super generation, the one that flies south, lives for 8 months and travel up to 3,000 miles. How do they find a place they have never been? It's a genetic GPS imprinted in their DNA, but their danger isn't a predator or a physical barrier, it's us. Habitat loss, pesticides, and climate change are chipping away at this miracle. Their winter sanctuaries are fragile, and a single storm can wipe out millions. Their migration is a breathtaking spectacle of nature, but it is also a ghost of what it once was. A stark reminder of impact we have on planet's most fragile wonders. Migration number 2, the Pacific salmon. Our number 2 migration is the story of a final fatal journey home. This is the saga of the Pacific salmon. Born in the clean gravelly beds of freshwater streams. They swim downstream to the ocean, where they spend their adult lives. But when it times to spawn, they answer an unshakable call to return to the exact steam of their birth. Their journey upstream is a brutal trial by nature. They stop eating and use every ounce of energy to fight raging currents and leap up waterfalls, where grizzly bears wait with terrifying patience. But the danger doesn't stop there. They navigate through labyrinthine fords, avoiding seals and orcas. They can run a gauntlet of fishing nets. Their bodies begin to deteriorate, their skin fades, and they grow hooked jaws. By the time they reach their birthplace, they are spent. They spawn and then they die, their bodies providing nutrients for the next generation and the entire forest ecosystem. This isn't just a migration, it's a life cycle powered heroic sacrifice that fuels an entire continent. Migration number 1, the Great Wildebeest Migration. And now, the number 1 spot, the greatest wildlife show on the earth, the Great Wildebeest Migration. Over 1.5 million wildebeest, along with hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, trek in a continuous year-long loop across the Serengiti in Tanzania and a Masai Mara in Kenya. This migration is the definition of a gauntlet. They are followed by who's who of African predators, lions, cheetahs, hyenas, and wild dogs. But the single most dangerous place on their entire journey is a river, the Maya River crossing. This is a pure chaos. The wildebeest pile up on the banks, driven by instinct and fear. Then one jumps, and thousands follow in a blind panic. The water is churning with the world's largest Nile crocodiles, who have been waiting for the exact moment. They are tossed by the current, trampled by each other, and exhausted by the climb. It's a scene of absolute pandemonium. Many doesn't make it. This crossing is a climax of their journey, a true life or death spectacle driven by the pursuit of rain and fresh grass. It is without a doubt the most dramatic and dangerous migration on the planet. From the rainforest floor to the peak of the Himalayas, from a silent river to a thundering herd, these journeys remind us of the incredible resilience of life. They are ancient rituals written in the language of instinct, pushing through the most dangerous places on earth. But these migrations are under threat. Climate change, habitat fragmentation, and human expansion are creating new man-made dangerous places for these animals. The paths they have followed for millennia are being severed. So, what can you do? Learn and share. The first step is awareness. Share this video with someone who loves our planet. Consider supporting organizations dedicated to wildlife conservation and habitat protection. A quick search for Serengiti conservation, monarch butterfly habitats, or wildlife corridors will point you in the right direction. Be mindful. Understand that your choices, from the products you buy to the leaders you support, can have an impact on ecosystems thousands of miles away. The survival of these epic journeys is in our hands. Let's make sure future generations can also be blown away by the greatest shows on the earth. Thanks for watching. If you have a favorite animal migration we didn't mention, tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, stay curious.